Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Oh, so kind of on schedule. I guess Sunday night, North American time is a usual time, so kind of like that. Better than how things were going last week, but yeah, I think we're set up okay. I still got that weird light situation. Yeah, so my camera doesn't handle the backlight very well, but that's fine. All right. So a little bit of break in the horrible heat we were having because of the rain. I think we have a lot of rain, and so no ice cream this week as a result of that. But let me double check everything's okay. I've got a lot of extra controllers going on here. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just couldn't see my levels, but I'm assuming everything is okay. Great. So this is a special birthday live stream. So one of my biggest patrons is having a birthday today. So happy birthday, biggest patron, you know who you are. And thank you, as always, for your support, for making this this whole thing possible. All right. So, and also, I wanted to say congratulations to Emmy, who has been on the stream before. She just graduated from her undergraduate program, so she is now almost out in the real world. So we'll see which way she goes and what she ends up doing. But yeah, it's the end of. That's always a weird time, especially if you don't have like a specific thing lined up. It's a funny thing in Japan. People won't leave school until a company has hired them. And usually they, the way most of the companies work is they hire right out of school, and you're a new employee and you work your way up the ranks. And so they don't want to hire people that haven't recently graduated because they fear there's something wrong with you. So some people will just stay in school and stay in school and stay in school. And I think I heard that the maximum amount of time you can actually take to finish a undergraduate degree is 12 years. So I don't know if anyone has broken that, but there definitely have been people, because the hiring fluctuates, especially for big companies, and if you're in a very specific field. Certain companies will only have one or two positions that 1,000 people are competing for every year. And if you're not happy with what you're able to get lined up out of school, you can just stay in school. So that's fun. So congrats to Emmy, and all the best with her future in design and visual arts. So we will see. Hopefully we can talk to her again on the stream and kind of get a sense of, what it looks like after, well, that's lovely. What it looks like after graduating in 2019, because I know I had a real miserable time right after undergraduate, because I went with my girlfriend to her graduate school, and it was just horrible. We were in a situation where if you didn't work for the university, the jobs were just garbage, and that was a real blow to kind of feeling employable and creative and anything. It was it was a very ugly time. So I don't recommend doing that. I think it's probably better to with that youthful energy and kind of the optimism you have, coming out of school, and the connections too. Hopefully you've made friends and connections with faculty that'll help you, actually, that will open some doors for you. But the thing that I'm curious about is, it's much more of a contractor gig economy now, and so people aren't able to have such a reliable, steady income in a lot of different fields, especially creative ones. So I'm curious how things are looking for her, like how she feels about her prospects, as they used to call them. Because I'm sure it's totally different. I've even noticed that with my career, that it's very feast or famine, doing freelance and things. And there still are, there is a lot of in-office work, but a lot of companies really try to pay you nothing if you're coming into their office. And then if you work as a contractor, working from the outside, then they'll offer you a decent wage, but they may never cut you a check. So it's really fun. I think, as I mentioned before, you spend more time trying to collect payment than you actually do working on anything, because of how accounting departments work in larger companies and how they want to push things into different quarters and, be billed at certain times for things. So, so last week was a really busy week. for the game podcast. We had 3 interviews, 1, 2, 3 in a row, and they were reasonable hours, our time, because we were able to schedule them during lunch time, so the middle of the day in Japan, for mostly the East Coast or Central time in the U.S. But that meant that people were up late, and they'd been setting up for trade shows because Origins was going on this weekend. And lots of fun stuff like that. I don't know what that is. But, so it was 3 days in a row of talking to people about their projects. And a lot of it had come up from the weekly episode. The weekly episode, we talk about Kickstarters a lot. And people have gotten in touch with us for mentioning their Kickstarter, and then have a little conversation and kind of find out more about what they're doing. And always, the nice thing about that is always something interesting comes out. And I think that's a good part of people not having to do a more traditional press circuit, that they can go to podcasts and, very focused kind of gaming information outlets, and have real conversations. So of course they'll prepare their talking points and things that they want to say, because they're going to be asked many questions and probably interviewed at conventions and things. But you get some really nice once you kind of settle into a conversation, you get some really nice kind of details about inspiration, or what people's motivations or certain things are for the project they're working on. And sometimes it's really inspiring. It's really nice to see people dedicating themselves to wanting to see this or wanting to do a project like this. And it's nice because 2 of the interviews were family-based companies, where people that had worked for larger companies and then just decided, I'm going to do this for myself. And it's really really inspiring, really nice to see. So look for those. Those will be coming out throughout the week. Actually, the first one, because their Kickstarter was ending so much sooner, is we talked to Lou Agresta at Grimmerspace, or at Iron GN Games, but they're working on Grimmerspace. Their Kickstarter is a setting, sci-fi horror setting for Starfinder, and he was really fun to talk to, and I was just really impressed by how they approached their Kickstarter. As Iron GM Games, this is their first Kickstarter, and they just completely knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's not like they were inexperienced. They've been involved in gaming for, I think he and his partner said, they combined like 30 years of experience. So they've been around, and they've seen things kind of moving to crowdfunding and certain ways, and they'd have been involved in other projects, but it wasn't their name on it, their company. And they just did a really good job. They had all their ducks in a row before they even thought about doing it, and got and I guess previously with other projects were involved with Sean Astin, the actor who played Samwise in the Lord of the Rings movies. If you have to know, you have to know who that is. And so he's a creative consultant, and they're working with him to make sure that the game feels cinematic and has a big feel to it. So that was fun. That was fun to hear about his involvement and how they met. And it was a really good conversation. And he definitely had the best microphone, so I was really happy about that. It was easy to hear him, I think, because some of the other people we talked to were at conventions and things. The best they could do was an iPhone, and that was a little rough. So there's going to be some stuff that sounds like it's going to be, recorded out in the wild, but hopefully it'll be okay, because the software we're using is nice. It separates everything into separate tracks, so you can get clean audio from everybody and then mix it together. And so you can boost and kind of filter things so it's a little bit more tolerable when it's all mashed together, like when you're recording off of Skype, and they're not recording locally. You're just kind of recording what's coming out of Skype, as you can probably hear on some of the previous interviews we've done that were just Skype, it's pretty rough. You can kind of get used to it, but yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah, as soon as I think that kind of stuff is dangerous to put on YouTube because people listen to 2 seconds out and they're like, nope, I do not want to hear that audio anymore. So unless it's something they really, really wanted to hear, you're not going to get people to hang in there. Oh, so yeah, so that stuff will be coming out this week, and it's all great. They're all really fun conversations. Haven't had a difficult interview yet, so that's been great because yeah, I'm kind of fearing that because I don't have amazing interviewing skills, and so if something stalls or gets awkward, I don't think I can rescue it. So we'll have to see what the future holds. But so far everyone's been very interested in promoting their projects and things. So so it's been good. The conversations have been good, and everyone's energy and motivations have been good. Oh, all right. Just gonna keep kind of doing stuff here. Yeah, so I ran into something a little odd at the convenience store today that I couldn't I brought for that segment, but I have no idea what it is. So that's why I think I said mystery snack. But there was a little section under the kids candy section that was all like happy little characters, but it was all like weird dried seafood, and it looked much more like bar snacks. And so I got one. They were only 12 yen, so it's like 8 cents or whatever. So I got one just to see what that was, but I have no idea. Most of it just looked like dried fish, and for 12 yen I guess I could have risked the whole range, but I don't think I would eat them, depending on what they are. Sometimes it's surprisingly good. Some of the dried squid and some of the things that they have in the little bar snack section is it's surprisingly good. It's just that the stink of just opening the package, or it'll kind of ruin your mood just to get into it before you actually can try it. But there's some really good stuff. Some really good kind of salty dried things that go really well with beer. But you've got to be very brave to give that a try, and it's still a little early in the day, so I wasn't really in the mood, especially because I'm drinking coffee. I don't think coffee and dried squid are a great combo. Although I have no idea what I bought, so I may have dried squid. It looks a little odd. What it's called doesn't suggest fish, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, so working all over the weekend to get things edited, so a little light on rest for this weekend. So no Father's Day for me, an editing day. But yeah, not much else. Yeah, I have no idea where any of this is going. Oh, actually, they're on the same layer. This might be, these two might be a nice match. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I'm liking those. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. So where's this? Turn that off. And try again with the cocktail napkin. Ah. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, so the nice thing about creative work, if you can, maintain a creative career, is that you never have to retire from it. I guess at a certain point, the technology gets beyond you, or your eyesight or your hands or something become less, so you can't maintain things as well. But also, the technology may actually support a longer career doing certain things. But yeah, I think we'll move these over. But that's a really nice thing, is there is no retirement, so you're not suffering until the day that you can tell everybody to go to hell because you're you're done working for them. So I think it's a much kind of healthier thing. I mean, I guess it's hard on the ego, because a lot of people are manipulate you because the quality of your work sometimes can be very subjective. So people can make you feel less than because of maybe something like that. Can make you feel less than because they want a discount, or they want you to work cheaper, or they just want some advantage in the in your work relationship. And that's hard. But the other thing is how satisfying being able to do something that you love your entire life can be. I think that's a really wonderful aspect of creative work. And if you've had any success, you can live on that success for a while. If you end up in a royalty situation, or doing something that gives you continuing income, that's a wonderful thing. And it's a very rare opportunity that not a lot of other careers have. So let's try and get a little bit better shape with this box. All right. All right. Okay, I think I like that. Let's see how this is going. Whoa, it's all crazy. That doesn't need to be like that, does it? Oh, hello. Okay. I guess we're doing everything separately. I thought I had everything selected here. All right, let's... Whoa, what's this? That's this. What's this? This. That's nothing. Oh, right. That's right. It's a blank layer that I made. Yeah, something like... I think that scale is pretty good. And now I can't stop doing what I was trying to do. Come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, something like that. So let's start here. Oh, and yeah, so another thing that's kind of leading to that, I saw a very very sad thing when I was doing the update for R.C. Harvey's website. He posted an image that was just called the last Beetle, referring to Beetle Bailey. The cartoonist that drew Beetle Bailey had a fall and needed to go to the hospital, and then was doing physical therapy, so I think he had a hip replacement and didn't recover. He passed away, and he was drawing. I mean, when he fell, he was still drawing the cartoon, and he drew on the whiteboard at the hospice, I think, where I don't know if it was a hospice. It was a physical therapy, like a recovery center. He drew on the whiteboards there, thank you notes for the nurses and things, and so, and I guess some other cartoons and things, and so those are recently given to his widow. But that was very sad to see those images. The last Beetle Bailey he ever drew was on a whiteboard, thanking the hospital staff for taking such good care of him. That's heartbreaking. Actually met Mort Walker briefly, and he saw this cartoon. He read this cartoon, and his reaction was, "That's really sad." So yeah, but very, very nice guy, very kind, and very. I mean, he didn't have to give me the time of day, and was still very, very kind. And I was doing those little tiny, with the, letter size booklet, folded into a little. I don't even know what that is. Like a little bit less than a business card size book of like 12 cartoons, maybe 10 cartoons. And so I gave him one of those, and yeah, he gave me his reaction. But yeah, that's really sad. That was a really heartbreaker. But so talking about, that's the thing about creative work, is you're going to be doing it your whole life, and that means you'll probably die doing it. So there will be the last one, the last thing you ever did. So that's a little sad. All right. I think I'll fade this a little. Okay. And I think I want to do something with the candle, but I'm not sure if I can pull this off. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I'm still in this mode. I guess I'll just do this, but just so I don't go out. Something like that. And then I just want this to be very, very light suggestion. All right, that could work. That could work. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think I'm going to put some white on here to make this, yeah, a little bit more shiny. All right, I think that'll work. And that won't. Yeah, and I can't imagine, because I started doing creative things back in the day where you actually made physical objects. You know, you actually did something on paper or canvas or something. And it didn't move, and it didn't move to this bizarre digital world until after I graduated, because I didn't have my first computer until after I graduated from undergraduate. So I didn't even think about doing anything on a computer. And then very quickly I realized, after the nightmare of upstate New York, very quickly I realized that you can create things fast and you can get work very quickly with a computer. And so unfortunately then I knew that I was kind of stuck in that medium just to make money, because I could, you know, I think one of the first jobs I had, like freelance jobs, was doing GIF animations for some odd project about something. I can't even remember what it was, but it was something like, you know, some, not scientific, but like some, you know, evolution of humans. But it was just, I had to do a bunch of walking cycles as little GIF animations. All right. I think that works. Let's see. Yeah, this isn't amazing, but it should work. But yeah, so very quickly I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. And of course, the school I was at, just like I think a lot of the schools during that time, their computer labs were all Mac, because Apple just, you know, went out of their way to make sure, because I mean, they were so dominant in desktop publishing, and they still had, there was that time when they still had their relationship with Apple, where everything that Apple and Adobe had their relationship, where everything that came out for Adobe and a lot of desktop publishing things came out on the Mac first, and PC was an afterthought, because they, you know, the platform just wasn't very good. The graphical interface and stuff wasn't very good. And so, you know, art schools and I think a lot of universities ended up doubling down on the Mac labs. So the only things I remember, you know, there were Silicon Graphics, like Indigo Labs for CG, you know, computer artists, and then everything else was Mac. Although, no, everything else was pretty much Mac. Yeah, that was, so you didn't have much choice. So all I had coming to Los Angeles was familiarity with the Mac and using my Mac. And everybody was on PC. Like most businesses that had graphics departments, they, you know, if they were very high end, they would do Mac. But if that wasn't what they made most of their money from, then they were just PC shops. Then everything on the network, everything was PC, because there was just a lot of weird compatibility issues still at that time. So I suddenly had to learn how to do everything on a PC, and then just never looked back after that. Just because, you know, being able to build your own, and, you know, being kind of free of that weird obsolescence cycle that Apple loves to push, and like, oh, suddenly we're not doing this anymore, and oh, did you like that? Well, that's not a thing anymore. And yeah, you just don't have to deal with that. And it's sad now that there really isn't that desktop tower like graphic powerhouse. I mean, there is, but it's still ridiculous, and it's like the same price it used to be in the 90s, like $5,000. And I guess it's a pretty impressive computer, but it looks like a garbage can, and it has a lot of compatibility issues. They like have decided, you know, how certain things are going to work, and I don't think the world tolerates that much anymore. Although there still are people that are just, you know, what? I only ever had and used a Mac. But They also had the money to constantly be refreshing, because there is nothing in the world worse than an out-of-date Apple product. Just the most frustrating experience you're ever going to have. Yeah, I read an article, it was a while ago now, but the younger generation was getting a negative impression of iPads and iPhones because their parents were giving them their old ones. And they, ran like garbage and had really short battery life. And so, like, the kids, once they started to kind of understand what they were doing, were very frustrated and just didn't realize that it's like an old, they're using outdated hardware, and that's a big part of the frustration. I thought that was funny. Yeah, I think Apple products and German cars are things that don't age well. Whoa. I thought I was drawing, but the computer didn't. Okay. So it's a cushion. Oh. Yeah. That kind of works. All right. What size is that? Okay. Ah. Okay. There's a cushion and a letterbox and a drink and possibly a candle. All right. So happy graduation and happy birthday. Thematically, that's not working, but Oh. Wow. Okay. So I guess we're going to try to do this. So let's take a break and go to the convenience store and then come back and write these. So here's the convenience store. All right. Let's see here. Get myself a little more centered. My camera's off here. Hello. Okay. Still kind of dark, so sorry about that. But I guess, like I was saying, dark is not a bad thing. But I just wanted to remind everybody, Japan is still in the swing, in the deep middle of their chocolate mint obsession. So chocolate mint Pocky, and these are generic, but chocolate mint Oreos. Yeah, so the chocolate mint thing, for whatever reason, I guess there was like a surplus of mint oil or something from Southeast Asia. Everything is still chocolate mint in Japan. All right. Let me check the chat. I have been not paying attention. I've got to get that fixed. Okay, so here is the wonderful thing, and I guess it's Osaka brand. The rating on here is really hard to read. Yeah, it's very strange. But there's not really a brand. All it really says is Osaka. Yeah, well, there's also brand information. But here it is. Ta-da! Wasabi nori. So there was this section that was just all fish and squid and eel and a lot of so these little strips. They almost look like dog treats. These little strips, and they all had a little cute character, to represent whatever their whatever they were made from. And the most daring that I was going to be today was the wasabi version. So let's take a look. And they all kind of were the same kind of one little biscuit thing. And like I said, it was like 12 yen. So if it is just one biscuit, I guess it is kind of expensive. All right, so let's open this up. And the ingredients, it doesn't say. Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of fish in here. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of everything in here. Oh, bizarre. Okay. Well, let's see what this is. Well, it'll be wasabi flavored, I'm hoping. So this might just be like variations on a theme. Oh, it's sticky. Yeah, it's not. Is it nori? It's not. I thought it might have been like coated nori, but it's just something kind of pressed flat, and it looks very much like processed fish. But it's kind of a lot of it was simulating like the dried kind of flattened like unagi or kind of stuff like that. So this is the wasabi nori version. So let's give this a shot. And this is in the. I'm reminding you, this is in the candy section. Oh God, get out of here. It's just shoyu. It's just sweet shoyu. And so, there's a little, there it is. There's a little bit of wasabi in there, but I can't bite through this. So I think this is something you suck on. Wonderful. Oh, it tastes good. Is it something you can tear? Oh yeah, maybe you can tear it more easily. Whoa. So tearing it makes it look like, yeah, it is just kind of processed fish. Dried fish. Oh yeah, but it's not bad at all. And it's very lightly fishy, but when you open it, you don't get that waft of like, low tide that a lot of disgusting fish snacks have. I guess that's because this is so processed. So this is just some kind of baked sheet, and it's very shoyu flavored. Yeah, it's not. But it's just like a weird simulation of certain kinds of fish and how they're prepared with sauce. Not so wasabi. I was expecting it to be very wasabi. I expected it to just be seaweed and wasabi flavor. But there's a little clear part of the bag I could see. Oh, there's some more. There's a little kick. But it's just fish. It's just kind of dried fish. Not terrible though. Yeah, there's fish in there and there's squid in there. Kind of all processed together with a glaze of sweet shoyu, soy sauce, wasabi. Wow. Well, that was interesting. And I literally have no historical or context for this, but these little snacks, maybe I'll get brave and try a couple more of these. They're okay. But wow, that's a really different palette. Like if you think about a kid looking in a candy section and then saying, yeah, this one, this is what I want. Forget the Snickers and the chewing gum and the Kit Kats and I want this delicious wasabi fish deal. But that was the same surprise for me in Sweden when I was a homestay student in high school. There was sweet, sugar candy, and then there was salt candy. And so, yeah, that sweet and savory kind of makes it into a lot of cultures, a lot more than in the US. You don't like directly have, like you notice that like crepe shops, like they'll have ham and cheese and sausage and mustard and then strawberries and cream and whatever. So that sweet and savory thing. So there's a little bit more of that. But I didn't grow up with very much of that. There's not a lot of savory snacks. It's just fried stuff, potato chips and pretzels and stuff. But yeah, that was just a dried piece of fish with a little bit of wasabi. So if the rest of them are like that, they're probably just variations on that theme, texture and color, maybe the sauce that they're coated with. But yeah, as you can see, this is definitely something that you might give to your cat or dog in appearance, but it's good. It's not bad at all. And it's incredibly cheap, but you have to pull it apart. You can't really chew it. You can't really bite through it. You have to kind of break it. So it's weird because now my fingers are a little bit sticky from that, but There we go. That was the most dangerous looking thing. Actually, I've got one more kind of weird, dangerous thing that's been sitting here forever. I just love the packaging on this. So I picked this up for a convenience store segment and just ended up eating it and not opening it, eating it and not using it. But the Supai Salaryman snack. So basically, it's just seaweed with a dusting of umeboshi, kind of sour. So very similar to what I was eating before. This is just seaweed, like you can tell. Boop, boop, boom. Not so focused, eh? That's just seaweed coated with a little bit of kind of ume flavoring. And it's really good. It's really sour, like really ume, salty sour. And the seaweed, it's that, I can't remember. But it's that really thick seaweed like they'll often use to flavor a nabe soup before, that big sheet of, thick, it's like bulletproof seaweed that they'll use to flavor nabe water before they put any other ingredients in. But this is really good. But the packaging won me over. Look at that guy. Look at that. He's on his break. He's after work, whatever. He's gonna head to the bar, and he's got sour on his mind. But it's really good. The same sort of, but this actually does have company information. This is Kurakon, is the company making the umeboshi seaweed. So I thought that's possibly what this was going to be. So here's a couple of oddball things that you may not be able to find yourself in Japan, but neither of them are disgusting. So just go with the funny packaging, right? So if you love the character, I'm sure it'll be delightful. But I'm a real fan of the Japanese kind of sour umeboshi flavor. So a lot of candies and snacks and things that taste like that I really like. But that's really nice because the texture, it softens in your mouth and the texture is good and it stays sour kind of the whole time. And it's a weird mix of the seaweed flavor isn't overpowering or doesn't have the ocean flavor or doesn't get weird or fishy or salty or anything, because the ume is so powerful, and so it's a nice base to kind of hold that. But I'm sure it's a snack for only old men. So I guess I don't know what that makes me, but anyhow, back to drawing. Here we go. So just fun and games at the convenience store with the mystery snacks. All right, so let's write some jokes and put a pin in this. Yeah, it might be a little bit short this week because doing the car inspection thing, so I had to drive into the city with a loaner car and swap stuff out. So I don't know. Let's see how the writing goes though. Okay, so the idea for this is he had spent the entire night talking to a decorative candle. So my idea was he thought like it was an exotic drink or something, and it just ended up being the candle on the table. But I need to, I think, have in there what he thought was, maybe what he thought was some sort of exotic drink turned out to be only a decorative candle. Where is that? So what he thought. Let me see if I can do this here. What he thought was a manic pixie cocktail turned out to be only a decorative candle. Let's see, there's a quicker way, tighter way to write that. I like manic pixie cocktail. What he thought was a manic pixie cocktail turned out... Oh, I spelled 2 wrong. That's great. Turned out to be only a decorative candle. All right. I don't know if that's going to be a very gettable joke, but the playing off of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. This is a 90s thing. But I don't know. I think Manic Pixie Cocktail sounds funny. What he thought was a Manic Pixie cocktail turned out to be only a decorative candle. I don't know. I don't think that's a very good reference, is it? Oh, we'll think about it. We'll go back to it and see if it still makes me laugh when we go back. Okay, and this one was basically a table, or a bed and a litter box, and just talking about toilet and bedroom being close together. The only ones happy about the bedroom and being so close. And if it's kind of a double meaning of emotionally close. So they were the only, oh my gosh, they were the only ones happy about the bedroom and bathroom being so close. That one worked much easier, I think. They were the only ones happy about the bedroom and bathroom being so close. Yeah. That works. Yeah, that one was much easier. And as soon as I was drawing that, I kind of was like, oh, yeah, a pet bed and a... about the bedroom and the bathroom being so close. Okay. What he thought was a Manic Pixie cocktail turned out to be only a decorative candle. I don't think anyone's going to get that. And I think I want to have less alcohol in this glass. Boo. Yeah, I think that might be better. Okay, so first I got to jack this back up. And get this and fill this in. Okay. Yeah, and I guess I can do something white here, please. Thank you. Yeah, something like that. Do I want to put a little... Oops. Oh, I don't have black. That's right. Put a little wick in there and then fade it out. Just a suggestion of a wig. All right. This is all wonked up now. I'm going to have to erase it. It was way too much liquid in the glass. So I'll just kind of round it out. There we go. Kind of like the shape. The shape of it. Something. Boom. That's better. Okay, and then take it back down to more transparent. There we go. Okay, I think that works. Okay, what he thought was a Manic Pixie cocktail turned out to be only a decorative candle. Okay, I don't know about that reference, but I think that's where we're at. Oh my gosh, that went so fast. Oh, and almost exactly an hour. That's crazy. I guess with my few minutes of lead in. Okay, so our two cartoons are the only ones happy about the bedroom and bathroom. They were the only ones happy about the bedroom and bathroom being so close. And what he thought was a Manic Pixie cocktail turned out to be only a decorative candle. All right. It is. That's exactly what it is this week. All right. So once again, happy birthday to my benefactor and wonderful patron. And if you would like to become one of these people and be wished happy birthday on your birthday on a live stream when someone is drawing a cartoon, think about that. Please visit patreon.com/abusecartoons and follow Abuse Cartoons on Twitter at Abuse Cartoons. So the website is abusecartoons.com. And if you'd like a subscription to this cartoon and get it in your inbox with thousands of other syndicated cartoons, some very famous ones that people hate that I'm associated with, please visit gocomics.com/domesticabuse. And they have a wonderful selection of new cartoons, including wonderful things like Too Much Coffee Man or Calvin and Hobbes or just about anything you can imagine. It's one of the biggest syndicators. So enjoy searching those archives. And I will be back again next week. And congratulations to Emmy on your graduation. And I hope to see you soon. And let's do this again next week. All right. Goodbye.